I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul. Everywhere this little girl goes, she pick up another obstacle.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sasha Kunaka, and today we'll be cooking in the kitchen. Yes, yet another week and we're back here in the kitchen. I'm super excited for this week's recipe. This is my second attempt. The recipe that you're seeing today is my second attempt at making vegan donuts. My first attempt was well. It went really nicely. It was lovely. It actually tasted really good, but they weren't as soft and fluffy as I thought that you guys deserved. So I decided to reinvent my recipe and come back with yet another success. So today we'll be making vegan donuts. I love donuts so much. I'm about to expose myself. I go for a lot of walks in my neighborhood and there's an Engine garage not far from here. As you know, Engine is almost like a quick stop for Krispy Kreme, and they sell these 3-in-1 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. So before I was a vegan, I used to go there, act like I'm going on an exercise walk, take my money with me, go there, buy the donuts and munch all 3 of them down before I get home. Obviously I can't do that now anymore because I'm a vegan. Alright, let's get right into it. In a bowl, we're going to add 3.5 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. In a new bowl, we're going to add 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of warm water, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 packet of dry active yeast. So the sugar is so that the yeast can activate, and the warm water is so that the yeast feels comfortable enough to bubble up and grow. Then we're going to set this aside. First we're going to stir, then we're going to set this aside for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, your yeast water should look like this, and then you're going to add 1/3 cup of oil, stir that in, and then get ready to add this wet mixture to your dry flour mixture. Once your flour mixture is all stirred through, you're gonna add your wet mixture. And then promptly with the spatula, you're gonna fold in the wet mixture into the flour. And you're gonna do this and just until the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients combine to form like a crumbly texture. And then straight after, you're gonna begin to knead with your hands so that you can get a dough form. So I suggest that you knead it on a flat surface, or if you're someone that is comfortable kneading within the bowl, you can knead it there. Or if you have a machine that does the kneading for you, a dough hook, you could use that as well. Any method of kneading is recommended. I started off in the bowl and then I finished off the kneading on a flat surface. Once you're done kneading, you're gonna add some oil to a new bowl. and you're gonna lather that bowl up. Then you're gonna put your recently kneaded dough into the bowl and cover it with a damp cloth and put your bowl in a warm place so that your dough can rise. After about 2 hours of your dough rising, it should be double the size. If you punch it down, it should deflate. Once that happens, you're gonna put that on a dry surface with some flour and you're gonna get ready to roll out your dough to make your donuts. The dough is pretty elastic, so it's easy to roll out, but the more and more you work with the dough, the harder and harder it is to stretch out. That's what I saw. If it does become sticky, don't be shy to add more flour just to make sure the surface is dry enough to roll. You should have a thickness of about a finger size, and then you're ready to cut. I used a old peanut butter jar lid to make my circles and a bottle cap to make the center circles. Then you're gonna repeat your process. Once all your cutouts are ready, you're gonna add that to a tray and allow that to rise for another 30 minutes, after which you're gonna add it to some hot oil and begin frying. When you add your donuts to the oil, it should rise to the top fairly quickly. That's when you know that your oil is hot enough. I started with the tidbits, the small tiny little mini donuts, just to see if my oil was hot enough, and as you can see, it is hot enough. They were in there for about 1.5 minutes. And then where I was putting the donuts after the fry, I put them on a metal rack so that they could drip down all the oil. Be sure not to add too many donuts at once because it will cool the oil down. You want to keep the oil as warm as possible and as consistent for every donut round. Once golden, you can remove them from the oil. Think about the Once all your donuts are done and cooling down, you're gonna make a icing sugar glaze. I put 1 cup of icing sugar into a bowl and I added about 4 to 5 tablespoons of water and I whisked that all together. This is the tray that I used. Then you're gonna dip your donuts in your glaze. Make sure to get all the corners and you're gonna put that on your tray. If you don't have, let's say, a baking tray that is made for drip drying, you can do what I did. I took the oven wire rack and I put that on top of a tray. I created my own drip dry station. Some of the donuts I didn't put inside the glaze. I took some icing sugar and put it in a sieve and I created powdered sugar donuts. You can really go crazy and be as creative as you want with your donuts. And just like that, your donuts, your vegan donuts, are done. I really enjoyed this recipe. I enjoyed making it for you guys. It took a lot of trial and error, a lot of research to see what works and what doesn't work. And I can tell you with all my heart, I bet on this recipe. This is it. This is the best vegan donut recipe that you will find out there. I stand by it. And I hope you guys have the guts to try this out and make some for yourself at home. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, to comment, and to check me out next week.